useful features. You can search for a job, apply job, save the jobs. But there's still many other features that can be added, and many other easy functionality that can be given for for the employees and employers can interact with each other. Let's say one of the feature being an instant video call between the employer and employer. It'll be easier to hire on site. Let's bring a new idea calling hiring on site. So once you apply for the job, set up a date, time, and through the platform itself, we can the employer and employee can connect with each other. There are many features that can still be brought under the job portal system. Next, you can see job matching accuracy. It's kind of a complex process because it takes different data, locations, skills, employee preference, all that, and for us we put it to the Django code called models. We have three. Our Django project follows three designs, MVT. So it's called models, views, and templates. And each model is what this data from the database needs to be displayed, and view is how on what needs to be returned when each user goes to when each user searches for a job, what content needs to be displayed, what job needs to be displayed. Filtering happens in the view segment of our Django project. And it can also be the information provided are not always or accurate or up to date. So users, it's always good for users to review the job details carefully or contact the employees directly to get over any questions. So despite these limitations, a job portal can be a valuable resource for job seekers and employers, because it's always evolving, to expanding to add more jobs, to continuously improving the platform. The next slide I'll be covering results of after what we deploy our project on a local host. So you can see our job home screen here. This is the home template that's been loaded from our view. Like it said, it follows models, views, and templates design. So the view decide what templates need to be loaded. Templates is basically the basic website designs we give, and views this line what needs to be also. When you go to the home screen, the view loads the home screen template. So for us, in our case, it's called home.html. And here you can see here, this is an Amazon design job, and when you click on a particular job, the view loads the job.html. And this is the registration scheme. You can register for a you employee or a employer. Okay, you can see the different functions in the home screen. You can search for the jobs, and also on the desired position location, you can search for. After pressing the search button, you can see different jobs based on your search. It will filter out the jobs based on your position and location. And here, like in the previous slide, you can see the same example, Amazon design, and you can apply for the particular job clicking on the apply job. Right, this is you can register for a new user or for an employer account. Both have the same registration form, but then for an employee, he can edit his profile, and when it comes to the employer side, he can edit the job, see how much applicants register for this. And the home screen, you can see some of the featured jobs that we have added. So we have added, you can see some of the features job, and if you will raise an error saying it couldn't import Django. So you need this manage.py is one of the most important files, I'd say, because you can't run any commands without manage.py. Basically, it acts as an interaction between your project and your Django module. Okay, that is one of the most important file here. I'm going to go to the templates file. Let's go to home.html. This is the basic design what we'll see in our website's home screen. And yes, we have all the code. I'll give you an example. We'll just create a new terminal first. And yes, it's in a virtual environment. Now, what is virtual environment? Virtual environment is basically you install all the modules. By default in VS Code, Django is not installed. Python Django is not installed. And to run your project, you need to install some modules like Python Django and all is corresponding modules. And instead of installing it in general, we create a virtual environment for our project and install it basically in our virtual environment. So our project has the required modules, only the required modules in that environment, instead of having all the other modules clash with this environment. So that's what you can see here, VNV, that means virtual environment. And I'll give you an example. If I type deactivate, you can see it's out of the virtual environment. And to run our Django project, we can just type Python manage.py run server. It won't run because it says no module named Django, and because we are out of a virtual environment. I had beforehand created a virtual environment to run a project, and I had installed the Django module and all its corresponding modules in the virtual environment, so that it doesn't clash with other modules installed in general and doesn't disturb the other modules. So see, now to run a project, we need to go into the virtual environment where our module and all the required modules are installed. We go into a virtual environment. We can see the file of virtual environment. I created this before itself, and we go to scripts. So when creating a virtual environment, all these basic files get created automatically by VS Code itself, and you just have to activate the virtual environment by going into the virtual environment file, going into scripts and activating it. Now as you can see the small brackets inside the brackets virtual environment. That means we are inside our own virtual environment of our project. Now to run a project, like I said, we mentioned Python and manage.py, where we can run our commands through, and we just write run server, it'll run a local server. Yeah, my bad. I'm still in the scripts folder. I have to go back to the main folder and try running it again. Let's try running now. It'll give us the address, and we can just copy it and paste it here. And yes, you can see our home page has loaded. First home page is loaded. Yes, you can see it has loaded. All the files are, all the design is loaded. And Python Django basically works on MVT design, that is model, view and template. Three main files in Python Django. And what does this model do is, model is basically the database, our database. We can see here our SQL database here, and model creates a database, and we have to give what we need in our database, like what rows we need in our database, what needs to be stored in our database. Now to create that in Django, so we don't have to create a database on our own in Python Django. It does all the difficult works for us. It does the seamless connection for us, but we have to give what we need, like what our input needs to be given, like what we require for the database to take, what type of data it needs to take, what type of data it needs to display. We have to give that. We have to give the command in models Python file. In models, there are three important files when you're creating a Django project. That's models, views, and template. Templates, as you can see here, home template. Home template, what we display in the home screen. We have a base template, and for each jobs we have, like when you're creating a job, we have that template. We have different type of job templates for an employer, for an employee. For an employee, you can edit his profile. For an employer, or you can see all his applications. What the templates are basically the designs that loads, and for each and every segment you go, there is a different template. And we have mentioned all that. This is the home template. Home template has all that, like you can say it's like a master template, but all the major things are there in the home template. And yes, I was talking about the view model is, yeah, model is basically the database of what data needs to be displayed, what data needs to be taken, what data needs to be stored. And you can see models.py. Yes, models.py, as you can see here. Yes, we have three types of jobs: full-time, part-time, internship. If you have seen it here, we can see it here. We have three types of job: full-time, part-time, and internship. Now I'll show you later how we segregate each jobs differently, like how we give like Amazon design job as full time and how this is part time, how this is internship. Why can't this be internship? And let's see that why can't there be more jobs in the home screen? How only six jobs are in the home screen? How is that displayed in the home screen? I'll be showing you that. Okay, models.py. So uh, the three job types you display three job types, that is full time, part time, and internship. We have a class named job. So the job class is basically what we're creating a class named job with what in basis of employer, what the employer wants. When an employer posts a job, we have the employee's user, what type of job, the title, description, the location type, category, company name, all the stuff needed for creating a job, from the employee's point of view. So now for the employee point of view, that is where the next class comes, called the applicant. Now this models, remember, it's to store in the database. Now we're creating a database, we are creating a class in the models called applicants. Applicants is basically the employee and it's a user, when he created and what type of job he wants. Now models.py, now this we have mentioned all the required things needed for the database. No, but by default, VS Code doesn't support doesn't support database. You can't view the SQL database, but you can view it with an extension. I have already created the extension. It's called SQLite extension. You can install to the jobs apps table, and you can see the ID, title, description, all columns, location, type, category. These are all the jobs. If you remember, you can see it in the website itself. Amazon design, software design, Android development, all the jobs which are there. My teammates will be showing you later on this video on how do we will be registering, how newly added jobs will get updated in the database, how an employee register, how their data will be added into the database automatically. We can see that later on in this video. And yes, you can see it like in the models.py, models.py, everything has been mentioned here, that has been added into the database. The next main thing is the views file. The views file, what does the views file do? The views file basically loads the relevant HTML file, the relevant design when a user goes to a particular section of the website. Let's say I go search a job, and what type of design needs to be loaded, what type of decision needs to be loaded, all the relevant details and design that needs to be loaded, it's handled by view section. If I open the view section here, it's already open here, and you can see home, employer, employee. We have again three segments. In the home here, you can see again you have different classes. And class that home view is nothing plus what we are mentioning as the main website view, home view. So it will be loading the home HTML itself. That is what home. So what does the view do? View loads the relevant template, the relevant designs of relevant HTML file, let's say, needs to be loaded. And this is the home screen. So in the home screen, the home.html which I showed before, this needs to be loaded. And if you go to the views at home, there's it says class name, model, job, and it says template home.html. It tells to load the home.html. And get query set is basically a command to return all the objects of all the jobs, of six jobs, to display six jobs in the home screen. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs have been displayed under the features section. You can see six jobs has been displayed. And search views again, to load the search.html. You can see again, scroll down, you can see again templates folder, search.html. To load this, when a user goes to search, that means load this particular design when a user searches, when it goes to this segment, to load the search.html. And this, you can see again, get query set, based on the location and position, filter the search. Job list review, you can see all the job list and the details again. uh, Job list and details, you can view it in the home screen. And if you go to again, you can see, yeah, apply job view, again load a different template file. If you go to the basic home HTML file, you can see, you can scroll down again, yes, feature jobs. Feature jobs, we go here, you can see job dot location, job dot type equal to one. It's full time, it's part time, and it's internship. If it's not, either equal to one or two. And you can see it's dot location. Doesn't tell which job it is. You can see it in all end of the code. Job dot description, trending dot company name. Doesn't tell what company, what name. No, it's not. See, but if I go here and if I let's say I go to Amazon design and I inspect it, you can see Amazon design here, and you can see Amazon design here, and yeah, you can change it. You can see the design. You can see all the text here, static text here, but you can't see it in the code because because we are not putting the static text in the HTML file. No, we want the job, the description. We want it to load from the database. So we want the newly added jobs to be either full time, part time. Needs to be segregated. So static jobs, static text can't be added. That will be just simply adding just for the design sake itself. We wanted to load from the database. That is what it comes to. Job or type. Job will be a database. The uh, if the job is of type 1, it should be a full time. If type 2 should be a part time. Either is an issue. If you go to our database, yes, if you go to a database, you can see the different job types, 1, 2, 3, 1. See, different job according to, if it's equal to 1, design should be sorry, design should be a internship or relevant. It should be an internship or full time, part time, etc., etc. Again, to get the descriptions of all the jobs, so descriptions of all the job again, to get all these basic details. Okay, design is the relevant details of all the jobs. Okay, that's it from my side, and my teammates will be showing you how to create a job, how to review a job, apply for a job, how to register as an employee, and how these jobs will get added into the database, and you can view those registered users in the database, and so that will happen. Thank you.